Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Batty Overwatch League Season 4 Week 9 pregame show. Of course, I am your host here, UTech, and with me is the ever smooth albino Joe. How's it going, Joey?
It's going really great. The season is wrapping up, and a lot of teams are still competitive and battling out for, first, second seed, third, fourth seed, and I think the last spot to get into the playoffs is still kind of up in the air right now too. So week 9 is really important, surprisingly.
Yeah, every game matters. Still, to this day, doesn't matter what you are doing, you need to try to win. And I'm definitely going to be looking at the two teams that are trying to vie for their survival into the playoffs, which is, I believe, Jeff from the Overwatch team and Waifu Superstar 2.
Yeah, it is Waifu Superstar 2. Wow, we can't talk today, UTech. Wow.
No, it's going full cottonmouth right here.
So, well,
Cannot talk.
honestly, if we would have bad cottonmouth, we couldn't even talk about Waifu Superstar 2 Senpai's Literature Club and say that every single time we have to bring up their name. Instead, just call them WS2. Whatever. WS2 right now fighting with an advantage to get into the playoffs right now against Jeff from the Overwatch team. And after it's kind of strange. Waifu Superstar has been having I feel like a lot of close matches that look really good. But Jeff from the Overwatch team, on the other hand, is just kind of, I don't know if they're just rolling over and giving up or if they're just not gelling, but something's going wrong on that team where the wins that they get are uh, blatantly saying it. I don't know how they're getting them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you on that one. It's one of those things where when they get lucky, they get those picks. They kind of snowball in and pick everything up from there. But Waifu Superstar, they they are still in fifth place. They have an advantage on coming up. And I don't know about you, but week 10, looking forward to week 10 because that's when those two will be playing.
Yeah, that's going to be a big matchup. And
Oh,
that's going to, yeah, whoever wins out, I think no matter what, actually, I think Jeff from the Overwatch team, to keep their playoff chances alive, I think has to win one match tonight. Because I think the tiebreaker goes to Waifu Superstar. Yeah.
well, all right. So we should look up our stats. Brought to you by T-Mic, our stats man, who has graciously provided these stats for Jeff and Waifu. So Jeff from the Overwatch team has been eliminated through seeds 1 through 4 in the playoffs, and they can be eliminated from the playoffs if Waifu gets 1.5 more wins this week than what Jeff gets. That's what
Yeah.
they have to go against.
I'm trying to find all this information. I know Timic actually supplied a lot of information that I'm sure a lot of you, the viewers and players of the BOL, have seen. And yeah, 1.5 more wins. Huh.
Yeah, it's real close. But here's the thing: Waifu Superstar, they are going up against Blabby's Dabs today. If I remember, they are game 3, and they are going to be fighting an uphill battle against Blabby's Dabs. They are currently the second place team in the league so far. First place, obviously, going to our boys, the Easy Clap.
Woo!
And after that, we got Tide Pod Challengers, Mercy Nerf. Or wait, no, Mercy is Mercy Nerfy Daddy. They're third, aren't they?
They are fourth, actually.
Oh,
Last
really?
week, Tide Pod Challengers overtook them. Yeah, and that's actually really, it's relevant to the seeding because those two teams are only 2 games apart from each other in standing. So these 2 weeks, week 9 and week 10, matters a lot, especially in week 10 when Tide Pod actually plays Mercy Nerf Me Daddy head to head. It seems like week 10 is like this grand finale for all these teams that are close to each other to just kind of blow up. Like Goku's making a spirit bomb right now. Week 9, he's about to throw it at Frieza. Week 10, all hell's gonna break loose, and
Oh man,
it's gonna be great to watch.
it's gonna be the Cell Saga and the Boo Saga combined together. It's like Cell and Boo did a fusion dance, and all of a sudden there's like a Cell Boo. What would be the fusion of Cell and Boo? What would you call that?
Uh, Bell?
Actually, that would work.
I
Yeah,
guess. I
I
don't
guess it would be
know.
Bell. Anyway,
I couldn't tell you.
but it's going to be a very exciting match, especially because you'll have first and second seed trying to outdo each other. You'll have third and fourth seed trying to outdo each other, and basically Jeff from the Overwatch team and Waifu Superstar trying to fight for their survival into the playoffs. And I don't know about you, but from a wise words from Swift, see you in the finals.
Oh man. Yeah. Well. Yeah, we're gonna see whatever whoever ends up making it up the tournament ladder in the playoff season. Yeah, we'll see them in the finals, I guess, because I don't think Easy Clap's gonna give up first seed that easily. But enough about this week 10, all this hype that's going on. Let's talk specifically about week 9 right now, and let's talk about the last match of the night, and then we'll go backwards because Waifu Superstar 2 is actually playing Blabby's Dabs. That is going to be an interesting game because I know Waifu likes to plan stuff to beat their opponents, and Blabby's Dabs, I don't know what the fuck they plan on doing or what they do to practice or whatever's going on that team, but they're number 2 seed, so we got like number 5 versus number 2. How do you think that's going to go?
You know what? I hate to say it, but I feel like it's gonna be a raffle stomp. It's just gonna be a complete and utter pillow fucking. Waifu Superstar, I mean, they might be able to eke out a win. But their key strengths have always been 2 CP maps, and we're not playing a 2 CP map this entire on week 9. This entirety is we're playing a hybrid, we're playing a payload, and we're also playing a control point. Control point. And that's oh wait, no, it's not control point. Ha, 2 CP.
Ilios?
Yeah, Ilios. We're playing Ilios, Dorado, and Eichenwald.
Yeah, I mean, and Ilios is actually one of the control points that Waifu Superstar actually likes to play on, as far as I know. Blabby's Dabs, honestly, I don't even know what maps they like or dislike. I think it's just a team of people who like to play the game no matter what map they're on, and they
Oh yeah.
do great no matter what they're looking at.
I mean, they also have the talent of Senpai, also Ninja Plez. Or wait, no. What team? I'm thinking of a different team, aren't I?
Freefie's on that team,
Freefy. I'm
Senpai,
thinking of
Destructive
Freefy. I'm
Dude.
sorry, guys.
Which, hey, shout out to Destructive Dude. Listen to some of that casting, man. Not bad. I like it.
Oh yeah, Dave casting last week. Primo stuff, high energy. Half the time I didn't even know what was going on, but if it wasn't for that man, I would not know what was going on in that game.
Yeah, shout out to Water as well. Yeah, the big advertisement in the middle of one of the paused matches. Just
Yeah,
great.
and I think we should definitely take a moment of time to just grab some water, enjoy it. I got mine from the cold mountains, Norway. Spring water, my friend. Good.
Yeah, I don't have water. I have Miller Lite, which is a fine Pilsner beer, according to the can. And something Surgeon General pregnancy something. Anyway, moving on. So
Miller Lite is basically water, right?
teams. Tonight, Blabby's Dabs, Waifu Superstar. I believe that Blabby's is going to have the edge. They're not going to get it for free, but it will be a stop at the end of the day. 3-0 in favor of Blabby's Dabs. Good luck, Waifu. I'm rooting for you guys, actually. Team matchup before that. Mercy Nerf Me Daddy versus Jeff from the Overwatch team. I'm just gonna say again, Jeff from the Overwatch team is not gonna have their act together this week, and Mercy Nerf Me Daddy, they have a chance of not having their act together, but I don't know if they can have a self-destruct on the magnitude of Jeff from the Overwatch team.
I mean, if all of a sudden they hope that 30 tilts off the face of the planet, which is not likely because 30 doesn't tilt. He doesn't tilt at all. Stone cold. I
Yeah,
mean, maybe, but it's the favor is definitely looking more for Mercy Nerf Me Daddy, and you know what? You're just gonna have to give them in terms of skills, map knowledge, just all around coordination. You're gonna have to give it to them.
yeah, and again, it's really weird because these are the two, in my opinion, the two most inconsistent teams in the league. Um, and apparently, I'm just getting reports now that Mercy Nerf Me Daddy might not have players to field a roster tonight.
What?
They might have to forfeit or something.
That if those rumors are true, then that would be a great boon from Jeff from the
Oh,
Overwatch team, and
whoa,
that would
never
suck
mind.
a
Totally
lot.
messed up. Totally messed up. This is fake news, guys. Don't listen to
Fake
the fake
news.
news.
Fake
Daddy,
news.
Daddy Ninja Plez might not play tonight. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So,
no.
so their best player, one of their best players between 30 and Ninja, they're one of their star DPS might not be playing tonight, which just adds a lot more to that inconsistency because I think he's been called their shot caller. I don't know.
He's been doing a very, very good job in this league, coming out as a rookie, showing his stuff. He has, if I remember correctly, masters in his for SR is around 3,500, and that getting masters on your own in solo queue is nothing to scoff at. It is an amazing feat.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, especially one of the two people in the league that can really just go to town with Genji. And the only other person we know of is Cal. And you know what? If you can play Genji, especially in this league, play that full dive, you're in a fantastic spot, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, and also his fair play. Everything that he plays for his team is just amazing. And yeah, I don't know who's gonna fill those shoes if he's not playing tonight. But it's a rumor. Fake news. Everything around here is fake news. So
I'm getting double confirmation that that might be true. So it's becoming more of a thing.
oh,
My secret sources are saying that that might be an anonymous tip.
wait a minute. Is it like we're watching the stream and we just heard from the stream that they might not have them, so we just like understood what we just said, and then now it's fake news because
Now it's fake news that turned into real news that turned into fake news again that turned into real news.
are we in a time loop?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh fuck. All right. Well, now that we're paradoxically challenged, as well as just
But we should
mentally.
definitely be talking about the first game of the night, which is Easy Clap versus the Dynasty versus the Challengers, the Tide Pod Challengers.
Yeah. Honestly, Tide Pod's been looking increasingly better and better and better and better ever since week 1 and 2, where I don't think they've dropped a full set of matches. Yeah. Since week 3, I don't think they've dropped a full set of matches against anyone. Oh, no. They lost a Waifu Superstar 2 in week 6. And then again, they lost. Nope, that's it.
But
So,
here's the biggest thing with them though. They were able to take down Blabby's Dabs. They were able to get a 2-1 against them, which is a huge achievement considering Easy Clap wasn't even able to do that.
yeah, it's true. I mean, Easy Clap only had one shot so far, though, and I think they've had both their shots. Yeah.
Yep,
So
both their shots.
it's gonna be strange. I mean, they're red hot. Easy Clap has started the season red hot and hasn't really dropped anything since. I'm really excited for that match. I am really happy that we're playing them this week, and I hope it's really hype. And
Oh,
yeah,
I'm getting hyped, dude. I am getting ridiculously hyped. I am ready to go. I want to get this match underway. But we got a pregame show to play.
yeah, pretty much. The something to note, Jim still coming out with the raps. He's been quiet, I think, for 2 weeks now. I think week 7 and week 8. He hung up the rapping career for a little bit, but week 9 he came out with a fresh rap about his team and how they're gonna stomp Easy Clap, and I yawned, and that's the end of that.
He had that itch again, especially since he tasted his mom's spaghetti.
Oh, oh. Fucking knees weak. Arms
He's a
are
weak
heavy.
man.
All right. Well, okay, so that's all the matchups for the week and kind of like the playoff record. If you guys haven't seen Timmick's playoff breakdown, very, very detailed. Again, good job, Timmick, for posting all that. I don't know.
Nope.
What's there left to talk about, UTech?
Well, I think we can both say this is that we're both very disappointed that there is no power rankings for the week.
Week.
We heard from different sources that different people were going to try to give a stab at it, but no one pulled through. So, you know what? Nobody called Swift's bluff, and everyone wasn't able to do it. So Swift will reign supreme as power ranking master for season 4 of the Overwatch League.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, really all the power rankings are at this point, for the teams at least, is just choosing which of each of the 3 tiers, who's on the top and who's on the bottom of each of the 3 tiers. And, that's something that should be left to the imagination for at least the next week, maybe 2. I don't know. Week 10, you shouldn't say anything before those matches, I'm guessing. I don't think there'll be power rankings then for teams. But Heron, I'm looking at you, buddy. Where the fuck were your power rankings, huh?
Well, if I remember correctly, what he was spitting out, this is what the power rankings were looking like. It was Baby Bay. I don't know where Baby Bay came into this league, but it just happened. Then it was Swift, because Swift is God tier healer. Then all of a sudden it was Heron, and then Heron again, and then for the next 10 lines, it was Heron.
Yeah, I saw that that draft. I don't know. He's afraid to post it or something.
Yeah, must be.
Weak,
man. Ugh.
Fucking
weak.
as
the king of shit talking and toxicity, I'm a little disappointed.
Toxic? Are you saying you're toxic?
It's toxic.
Shit.
Anyway, with that, we shall be going into the plays of the week from week 8. But just as a reminder for everyone, game 1 that is coming up will have Easy Clap versus Tide Pod Challengers. Going into game 2, Jeff from the Overwatch team versus Mercy Nerf Me Daddy. And finally, closing it out with game 3, Blabby's Dabs versus Waifu Superstars, doing the maps of Dorado, Eichenwald, and Ilios. And with that, we should be going into the plays of the week.
Sound muted.
Indeed. And Big Diva Bomb coming out of favor of UTech. Let's see what he does here on this big attack. Clearing out 2 of them, almost 3 with the Baby Diva pistol. And they're gonna go finish off the Zenyatta. And you really can't ask for much better. And no wonder adding in the BM in chat. And if you thought Heron wasn't going to get play of the game, I really don't know what game you were watching. Because this was one, I'm pretty sure I counted roughly 7 Bara ultis. And it's going to be honest with you here, Cal, this guy lives for far too long. For Blabby Stabs. Don't take this the wrong way, Easy Clap. You might be good, but we'll see you.
We'll definitely see as UTech can play the game again, just shooting at people. Pretty much the rest of his team, he gets this Pharah too, so good job.
So play of the game going to be hook resets with that golden dragon blade just popping off all that long. And look at here, a winning ult on the final points on attack, just slices through everyone, gets this cart inches.
I have to say so, and time for a Danos point-and-click adventure. I'm TK Thrifty, and I'm going to take you along on a safari ride. In goes Jim, down goes Ball Sexy, left click, mowing down, 1, 2, 3. Oh look, there's an Evil Light, and hook resets.
of the game gonna be Evelite. I think we know which play this was going to be. Just absolute destruction. From downtown, look at that. One rocket pops up a double in the kill feed. Says, who needs rocket barrage when no one on the enemy team can dodge? One contest up in the sky was too much to answer. And play of the game, gonna be 30 on this, I think this is the last fight of their first push. He gets a bunch of damage out here, and I believe this turns into a big tack visor afterwards. Anubis, and play of the game, going to be 30 with one of these huge pulse bombs. Going to be a good old-fashioned one-man stick raining into that gigantic hammer we saw out of Splinter.
Shit, which all
What
is a
an
Ninja
incredible
Plaz.
series, and of course, after this incredible series, Ninja Plaz with the play of the game, going to be the one I thought it would be. Gets everyone in the front door a solid 3K, rains some damage out, and then for good measure, gets the boop to flip this point.
Did you think I'd forgotten you? Perhaps you hoped I had.
This is going to be a 12-minute long plays of the game montage next week, as we have so many plays from all three of these matches.
Koopa trying to get back in. Wow.
Shame.
Yeah, he should know that they know where he is, though.
They're face to face. Ninja Plaz, be careful. He's waiting for you.
Ooh.
Oh, the Lucio, the Lucio.
Shame.
5, 4.
God, sick. Okay, team fights, or team comps rolling out here. Lebby's Dabs running the junk. McCree for the DPS, whereas Mercy Nerf Me Daddy. Destructive? What?
A mechanical misplay on a destructive.
Shame.
Half their back
Wait a
line
second.
there.
Scotch? Scotch! You ran past the cart! You raging retard!
I don't even know what to say right there.
You like to call that
Absolutely inexcusable. There is just
Give him a
brain
full
dead.
bow.
Brain dead. They decide to contest.
Shame.
What? They have no idea what they're doing. Oh my!
What the heck?
I could do 3.
This point's
That's all
gonna
I
be
got.
capped by the time he gets back.
The Soldier 76 just making it out of the first point right now. Look at that. They hooked the Bastion. The entire point of going up there is you have the Orisa to make the Bastion unengageable.
Shame.
Consistently letting one contest here. They can never quite get everyone off this point. Scotch now charging. Somehow we have not seen 2 ticks. And Scotch charges off of the point. Not the proper play. And he had a chance to buy time for his team. And once again, Scotch, he just straight up doesn't know how to play the points.
Shame.
And it is forced Josh off of Doomfist in record time after giving up the first pick of that fight. He's going to swap over to the McCree to try to answer Evelai Sfara. And
Captain gonna fall to his death?
Shame.
I do love her now. Show me that fucking thick ass frozen bitch fucking up the day. And it's going to be a 3 tank and a Widowmaker being hovered by Blabby's Dabs. I think this is what they're going to run out of base with. And this is going to be tough. This is the 3 tank without the dive.
Wait, 30 is running back to switch?
Shame.
Now alone on the point with Spoopy Koopa and Splinter. Back up, and Destructive Dude is outmatched here as he charges Splinter and loses the point in the process.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, shame and welcome back to the Team Swain Baddie Overwatch League. I am AJS0, joined here with 30, bringing you game 1. 30, are you ready to see Easy Clap lose a match?
Oh, most definitely. If it's a 3-0 tonight in favor of Tide Pod Challengers, Heron will eat a Tide Pod.
Yeah, and it has been a while since Team Swain Industries has taken a life in any respect, and I kind of feel like we're overdue.
Wait. Okay.
So, yes, anyways, on to this first game. We got Easy Clap going up against Tide Pod Challengers here. Easy Clap, they're pretty hot right now, but Tide Pod, they are a little hot right now. Like, they've preheated the oven. They've won 2 matches in a row. They're 4-1-1 over their last 6, including, that Blabby's Dab's first loss of the season. And I think this is one of the teams that if anyone's going to have a chance against Easy Clap is one of the teams that would have a chance.
Yeah, I can't help but feel that they're coming in here feeling like the better team. Like, they're in a better position to win the game today. They have a lot of momentum, like you said, going into this. And it seems like they've been improving upon their teamwork and synergy every week as the league goes on. And Easy Clap, I mean, they're still kind of at the top, and they haven't really innovated a lot. So if they get pushed to their limits, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think we're all still wondering what happens when Plan A doesn't work for Easy Clap. And, this is week 9. That still hasn't happened. At this point, there is no guarantee that anyone in this league is going to be skilled enough to do that. But if it does happen in the playoffs, just the way Baddie Leagues go, sometimes if a team is never pushed and then suddenly they're in a high-pressure, playoff situation and they have to find a plan B on the fly, they just can't adapt in a best-of-5, and we see crazy upsets. So maybe for Easy Clap's sake, it would be good for them to lose a match sometime. But Tide Pod, on the other hand, these guys, they've been practicing hard all season long. I've seen these guys doing team practice every week, really putting in the work, and it took a while, but I think it's finally paid off. They look like they've found some compositions that work for their personnel. And unfortunately for them, this is going to be, I believe, the 3rd week straight that they are running a substitute. Who are they missing here? They're missing T-Mic this week, it looks like. So they're going to be running Crystallize and Evolite for, I believe, the 3rd straight week. But they've been winning games with Crystallize and Evolite both in for a few weeks now. So we'll see if they can do it again.
5.
Yeah, I mean, this seems like a really well-rounded team for them to perform so well with their sub in. It's almost like it seems like they get scrim reps in. Like, they all play together.
Alright, we're going in. Ooh, Evolite already takes out the Mighty Wolf Zenyatta, going up with the pharmacy here. And that's going to be Tide Pod's in. So they're going to contest this high ground. Easy Clap is playing this very far forward, a very Easy Clap-esque strategy here, as they lose Heron as well. So, good first fight for the Tides.
Yeah, they're down 2 right now, and they'll have all this advantage pushing in. Tide Pod taking out Albino Joe as well, so this is just stagger after stagger. They'll easily get this a statue without a full team fight.
Yeah, and they're not content to just get the stagger. They're going forward. They take Utek's mech. They are putting pressure down. They get Utek's life as well. Evolite rated hell up in the skies.
Get into position.
Well, this is just unfortunate for Easy Clap, because it feels like they're all waiting for that moment for the main tank to say, yeah, I'm diving. That never happened. They're all trying to get in position to do that, and they just kept getting staggered.
Yeah, well played out of the Tide Pods there. Easy Clap. This is something we see them do sometimes. Their playstyle, they're not always the cleanest with their resets. You gotta take the good with the bad, the way they play, and obviously there's been a lot of good. But maybe the second point gonna be a little easier for them.
Yeah, at least they have the nice setup now. They're all high ground here. The Mighty Wolf, he's on that solo Zen flank there, looking for some DPS from above. It's Heron. He's gonna take out Jim, but he gets traded back by Evilite for the opposing pharmacy in the sky.
Yeah, nice shot, Evilite. Now we got D-Ball going up, courtesy of Utek. No, sorry, courtesy of hook resets. Does not find anyone, though. Just a zoning ult. As now the Mighty Wolf, the flanking Zenyatta, maybe a little too deep on his own. Was not a fan of that one, and Tide Pods, they're going to keep pushing this. Only 3 Easy Clappers alive, and they're pushed pretty close back to their own spawn. As now UTEC's... Now he's just bluffing, but he's going to take a lot of mech damage here. He's got to be careful.
Well, he's got that Mercy pocket, and it looks like it's just enough healing to sustain it, so they're going to get some hefty Mercy ult charge there. But look at the ults for bot challengers. They basically have it all here. So they're just going to look for the opening as this fight begins, but Heron takes out Evilite to start. Traded back, though.
Yeah, but here we go. Ball Sexy somehow gets behind Easy Clap. They have swapped sides on this cart here. Putting down some damage, but he only finds 1 kill with attack vibes. UTEC taking out just a mech with his ults. As Albano just gonna get the res onto UTEC, who died after ulting there. Sorry, I'm losing track of this. But Tide Pods, they're finding a bunch of kills now on the tail end of this fight. They still have some ults available too. They did not have to pop everything. It's looking like they're gonna win this fight. Just UTEC stalling on the cart. No wonder also buying time. Now finally all down. That's going to be 0.2 and a ton of time. 5 minutes remaining for TPC.
Wow, Tide Pod they're looking clean. I mean, I don't think they've truly like lost a fight so far. They've sort of steadily pushing this with.
I've been really impressed here too, because one of my theories about this team over the last 2 weeks was that it was Hook Resets playing almost exclusively on the DPS. Well, he's not DPSing that. He is on that D.Va again, letting Evilite take the second DPS slot. As Crystallize's gonna pop the Valkyrie, Tide Pod's gonna try for the backbreaker here in this fight. Just inside of 0.3, forces Zenyatta ultimate out of the Mighty Wolf. No one's gonna be dying for a few moments here. His Heron takes Evilite out of the sky. Fair battle. As these Valkyries are just now starting to wear off. That's 2 picks on the DPS for Easy Clap. But Batnell's committing coalescence, maybe a little aggressively. Now Heron raining justice, but he only finds 1, the Moira at the very end. But probably all he needs. Easy Clap gets the stop here for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I mean, it took a long time. The fight was very extended, back and forth. The Zenyatta ult from Mighty Wolf really extending that one pretty far, but a nice res from Albano Joe at the tail end secures it.
So looking into this next fight, ult advantage still going to be in favor of Tide Pod challengers. There really isn't a substantial ult available for Easy Clap. That's the big thing. They only have the 2 tank ults. They're going to probably need UTEC to come up huge here as this fight is done. UTEC dropping the ult in a very aggressive place. As now Hook Reset's going to try to match lane. Let me get this right into your backline. He picks Heron out of the sky. A 1-for-1. Probably a worthwhile trade. Especially Crystallize able to get that res onto Cal.
Oh, yeah, this is huge. Oh, but it's going to be answered back. Albano Joe reses Heron, so we're back to the 66.
Yeah, but now Evilite going into the back line. Ball Sexy's taking no wonder out, but Crystallize and Sexy both go down. Oh, no. Evilite gonna commit the rocket barrage, but this cart was never pushed this entire time. They were so committed to this flank.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like they might have had the opening there, but both of the deaths were on their own sides of the battlefield, so they were able to get those reses off. And yeah, they sort of took their time. They needed to just blast through.
The payload stopped.
Ult economy still looking good though for Easy Clap.
Yeah, but
it's a pretty easy, nice defendable spot here they have with UTEC and Shooter Die on this high ground.
And UTEC not wasting any time here. Him and Shooter Die both jumping on in, forces the monkey ult out of Jim. We got a trade of DPS early here as Albano Joe just now popping his Valkyrie. Crystallize still holding on to his on the other side. As now both Valkyries out, but Ball Sexy up on the high ground, popping the tactical visor, putting out some damage. Just now finds the kill onto Albano Joe. Heron trying to answer something, but only finds a monkey.
And into DMAC, but is that gonna be enough? No wonder stuck here up on this high ground. But Crystallize, he's actually stuck in a very bad spot as he floats into the enemy team. And
Evilite.
Res back. I think Easy Clap still looking like they might have the numbers here, but
Easy Clap is looking good. His Hook Resets, range bomb there does not find anyone. This cart's still being contested by the defense. Now Batmal is down. Heron is helping his team kind of reestablish here above the cart. They've lost Albano Joe, but I don't think that's going to matter as Jim is now finally jumping out of this one. And another good defensive fight from Easy Clap.
Yeah, I mean, it's just classic Easy Clap teamwork here. It's a UTEC and Shooter Die diving in from that high ground. Heron way up in the sky, controlling the air.
Oh, and Jim didn't fall back and opens himself up to an Easy Clap dive, gives up his life to a pulse bomb there, as now Easy Clap gonna be able to push forward. And this, you know, time is the enemy of the offense at this point. We are now going to be under a minute remaining, and UTech he's going deep on this scouting job.
Yeah, he did use the boosters there, but yeah, he's got it up again, so he's able to get back to his team. So at least not getting staggered there, but yeah, we're getting into some dangerous, maybe one fight territory if it's very extended.
Alright, so here we go. I thought I heard an alter. Oh, sorry, that was a more coalescence there. Not doing a whole lot.
At least it creates the space, but UTech throwing the bomb up. Good positioning. It actually takes out Crystallize.
Into the iris. Yeah, that's a mighty well pop in the Transcendence nice and early. This is looking good for Easy Clap. I think Tide Pod need to commit to getting out of this fight right now so they have a chance for another one. Avalite was a little slow on the exit here. Is he going to lose his life? Yes, he is. UTech got the chase down.
Yeah,
and
I mean...
Avalite,
yeah, sorry, go. Yeah.
Avalite he won't be able to get in position in time for this last fight. This is gonna
there
be
it is. Yeah, I was gonna say that the res really was the only thing that they needed there, and so we're back to a full 6v6. It looks like we have BOL Sexy on this soldier. He's trying to get to that high ground, but No Wonder is trying to zone him off, and he pulse bombs him, secures that kill. But Albino Joe is down for Easy Clap. This might be the opening they need.
4 versus 4 on the cart here is now the Monkey Ult coming out of Shooter Die. If he can just knock everyone off this cart, that'll be enough. Heron's raining some justice, finds both tanks. Now UTech dropping the mech on the cart, just buying time here, but Crystallize still in that Valkyrie, putting out a lot of healing. But his team is still at man disadvantage. BOL Sexy now has just made it back, sprinted back. He's got attack visor. He's taking out Heron. Can he find out? He takes out Albino Joe. He takes out the Mighty Wolf. This could be what Tide Pod's needed. Now it's Avalite with the justice rating from above. He takes out what remains. It's just Shooter Die, and now he goes down too. Can Tide Pod push Easy Clap back into their spawn? They're leaving 3 on the cart. They know the basics of Overwatch, and I don't think anyone's gonna be able to touch. Tracer's coming around from the backside.
Yeah, they'll be able to touch. Yeah, here it is. Heron and Albino Joe, they're into the sky on this pharmacy. Evo up in the air by himself because Crystallize is already down. BOL Sexy gets taken out as well, and this looks like it's gonna be a hold here for Easy Clap unless there's some miracles that are gonna be pulled out of Tide Pod.
Yeah, this D.Va ult's gonna need to find a lot, and it does find 2! That's exactly what hook resets needed there. Great play out of Cal. I don't know if it's going to be enough though, as it's just some tanks on this cart, and Cal is kind of running away.
Oh, no!
Easy Clap, have to be careful not to step off. It could happen. There's boops available. Crystallize is returned on the Lucio, and it was enough! It was enough! Tide Pod challengers get all 3 points in OT.
Wow. So I mean, it looked real bad with the Soldier and Mercy going down right at the start of the fight. I mean, and the thing is, they just used their ultimates. They had ultimates up for the other remaining members. Most importantly, Jim's Primal Rage, which almost got into a very dangerous situation for Easy Clap. They could have just got batted away. Essentially, that's what happened. Yeah, good persistence out of Tide Pod to secure all 3 points.
Yeah, and it really all set up from that hook resets D.Va bomb in the middle of that fight, and that shows you how to actually use D.Va bomb effectively. You know, we see so many D.Vas try to lead with the D.Va ult. Guys, leading with the D.Va ult fucking sucks. But when you use it halfway in a fight when everyone's committed to their kill target, it is so much easier to find kills. Great play out of hook resets there to be able to find 2 in the back of the fight. But I do want to commend Easy Clap for doing something really smart there. It obviously didn't end with them winning the rounds, but they had a very good, they understood the tempo of the situation. A lot of teams, especially even in the BOL, always rush to contest the point at the end of a round like that when they have time to regroup. And Easy Clap knew they would not give up the cart the round ended, so they waited out for everyone to spawn to contest this 6 and attempt one last 6 versus 6 instead of just staggering out there into a perpetual 3v6 situation. And doesn't end up giving them the win, but that was a really smart play that I wish we'd see more teams make.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. It's I mean, really don't have to do that run towards your death thing unless that overtime wick is taken. So. Yep,
yeah,
staying cool and calm.
Yeah, especially with picks like Tracer, D.Va, Winston on your team, you're going to be able to get to that card. So, Tide Pod challenges here, switching up a few picks. Actually, just one. Jim onto the Reinhardts, the old Jim Bones special. As Easy Clap is going to be running No Wonder on the Widowmaker. A pretty popular point for her. but gonna be hard to maybe find some sight.
Yeah, it's just a pretty good map for an offensive Widowmaker like this. You can get control of the red roof here, as it's called, and just basically force them off the high ground, just do the sight line there.
Yeah, smart on the Tide Pods to give that one up, as now Heron's looking on the flank. UTech finds the first pick of the fight here. Hooker sets is down.
Gonna be some good tempo. Ooh, there's the headshot on the Evo Light. That's gonna be potentially the breaker here for this first point defense.
Yeah, Tide Pods are fighting this, but they're not contesting. They do finally get their first pick of the fight, so will this be their chance? As Easy Clap, they're kind of stepping off this cart here. They get the res onto Heron, they're at a big man advantage, and this should end up being the points. Huge disadvantage for the defense. That was,
I mean, at that point when Jim had the Reinhardt coming out the gates and the Widow is just really abusing that fact right now.
Yeah, and Avalite has swapped over to Tracer. That, I believe, is a new pick out of him.
He actually has run it previously in the season, in their win. They're an Oasis win against Blabby Stabs.
I know he used to be a Genji player, so I guess the role makes sense if he's been practicing the Tracer a bit. So
yeah,
see what he gets here. Maybe something to pressure that Widow a bit more.
Right. I mean, that's really the idea. I mean, no one's expecting him to make these huge plays as Tracer, but he is a threat to the backline, and that's exactly what he did when he picked it against Blabby Stabs. He couldn't contest the hit scan in the air as Farah, so now he's on the ground.
Yeah, this is going to be a rough comp here for Tide Pods. They don't have a lot to contest this high ground. This Quick Reset's under a lot of pressure to perform here. This team's already at disadvantage one as Jim gets a pretty big hammer, gets the back line, but they've lost Crystallize in the process.
Oh.
Can Jim take out enough to equalize this, though, as teams are losing a lot of members on both sides. Tide Pods looking at the disadvantage, though, as there's a Tracer and a Moira trying to blink around this fight, but they're not going to be able to hold this one.
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of ults used either for Easy Clap. They're getting a lot. I mean, like always, Easy Clap with an insane ult economy value there. Usually just the Valkyrie and the Diva Bomb to win the fight outright, and no wonder. Yeah, he is remained a little bit uncontested now, but Jim switching over to this Winston, and he is on top of him. But he gets out and takes him out.
Yeah, trade 1-for-1 to start here. Is now in the back. BOL is actually going to take a rocket barrage to the Visor's face, as this is looking good for Easy Clap. They're tossing up a Diva Bomb. Sorry, that's Quick Reset tossing up a Diva Bomb. He finds Albino Joe. So maybe Tide Pod's still going to be trying to solve this one out. It's just a Diva, but that's too much to ask out of one Diva.
Yeah, just stalling for time there. His whole team knew that point was gone, and he had already committed. But Easy Clap taking that at basically the same clip that Tide Pod took it on their attack as well.
Only about a 10-second difference, so these teams pretty equal through 2 points. Obviously, this third point, the hardest to push, and probably the roughest point of the 3 for the Widowmaker as well. Maybe no wonder if he does die, he's going to look at switching, as there is a flank coming in. Avalite getting some pressure, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's not really putting any damage into No Wonder here.
Yeah, he's just sort of tickling in the back. He tried to commit for the full clipping onto No Wonder, but he takes him out, standing his ground. Evil Light goes down. He had no backup there in that backline, and Jim now dives in as well. A little miscoordination from Tide Pod here.
Yeah, this is rough. They don't have a lot of room for error at this point, as they're now in a 4v6. They are still at least contesting this cart, as both Divas going to be demeched at the same time here, but this cart's still moving forward, as now we see 2 more kills for Easy Clap, and Tide Pods aren't really getting a chance to reset here. This is a lot of ground being given up, but they're going to be in a rough final fight, as the sight comes out of No Wonder too, so they will know exactly what their time is looking like. Sexy looking for attack vibes, takes Farah out of the sky. Crystallize has popped his Valkyrie as well, as that they really need more of that attack visor. They only found 1. Transcendence is coming out of both Zenyatta's here, but this is still looking good for Easy Clap.
Yeah, they've been rotating on that pressure onto Widow, but still No Wonder is sitting up there getting a lot of value body shots, and then his front line is finishing them off on the cart. Tide Pod really all over the place on defensive targets here, but surprisingly they have held it. They've been rotating in such a way where Easy Clap hasn't really moved the cart yet.
Yeah, but just as we say that, the tanks finally both die at the same time. Now the healer's going to die on this card as well.
There it is.
Avalite looking for something up there on the back, but he probably couldn't afford the recall there. Bro, they needed you to touch that cart. Man, Easy Clap with a bit of a faster push than Typod.
Yeah, I mean, at the end there, Typod was really just all over the place. I mean, sure, they like I just said, they were keeping the cart where it was, but with the playstyle that they were doing, they finally ran out of lives. Easy Clap just held their own. So. Drunk Joey.
But yeah, that attack out of Easy Clap, that really shows kind of everything that makes Easy Clap so good. It's just impossible for any team to contain the different threats of No Wonder and Heron at the same time. Because if you swap to something that's effective against the Pharah, the Widow's going to have a lot of free pressure, or vice versa. And we saw it there. I mean, even when they swapped to things that could pressure the Widow, No Wonder was still popping off in a lot of those fights.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you just have to pick, and that's really, I think, the big advantage that Easy Clap, in terms of against like all the other teams in the league, that's the thing they have, right? Who do you focus? They have this insanely coordinated tank line that will always dive in on you, and then you have these two fraggers. One's in the air and one's on the ground. And so what are you committing to? Do you take out the Widow? Sure, but then what about Pharah? You know, what about the front line? You're not equipped to do that. I honestly thought the picks that Typod had were the best for the situation. They just couldn't execute.
And now Easy Clap busting out something new here on defense. We will see how this goes. Because they've got Roadhog Orisa as their tank core to go with No Wonder on this rare soldier. As Jim gonna be sucked out of the jump there. But it's looking like Easy Clap are content to give up the arch here. They did take a mech for it, so maybe they will want to fight here. Under the arches now, Avalanche down as well. By the way, this is the fullest dive coming out of Typods. They've got Genji, they've got Tracer, they've got Winston, they've got D.Va, but two of them already dead here.
I mean, this actually was a really smart mix-up by Easy Clap, because Typod, they're like, okay, they're just going to run the Easy Clap comp. We're just going to run full dive against it, right? We're going to dive on them and compete it. But they actually run the Orisa Hog, this much more static comp, and now Jim's wishing he picked Reinhardt out of the gate. So Easy Clap just winning out a hero select, really.
Yeah, and they need to win this fight. Hook Resets did get the pick out of No Wonder. They got True Guy as well. Maybe this is what they needed. That's 3 picks for Typods. Justice coming from above does only find a mech. And so it looks like overtime not going to end just yet as Albino Joe and UTech trying to stall this one out. But they're just going to be giving up late picks here. No Wonder in the back line. This is going to be a stagger, and it's going to turn into a point here. Not that the point matters as much when you're in OT, but not quite an arch hold here.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is good for Typod. They do have the momentum going into this last point. They have 3 big ultimates coming up: the Dragon Blade, Primal Rage, and Transcendence.
Yeah, and Easy Clap, they said, all right, we lost one fight. You know what, guys? Fuck this. Back to the tried and true. We got Winston D.Va coming out, especially here on streets. Really, really good to have multiple tanks that can contest that high ground to go with the Pharah. As a lot of pressure on Hook Resets here. Ryu, no KO Ken coming up, trying to find somebody. Hook Resets makes out with just a sliver of health, but no, he doesn't find a single pick with that Dragon Blade. This is not good. As these tag visors are being traded of 1 kill apiece.
Oh, wow.
On the card, Evelite finds Shooter Die. As this is looking... Oh, this is so close right now. Heron's still uncontested up in the sky, getting a lot of damage on these easy-to-shoot tanks. As Jim cannot step off. Be careful, Evelite. They're going to need you back on that card in no time, my friend. Hook Resets just making it back, but a Genji without an ult. Maybe not the most useful pick here. Although he does help him take out No Wonder, but oh no, there's the picks. But Hook Resets reflects the Rocket Barrage back up into Heron's face. And this could be what they needed. To Mighty Wolf, though, with the flanking coalescence. This is still a man advantage for the defense.
Oh no, that bomb. That's gonna do it. Yep, pushes them off completely. It's just a simple bomb placement. It'll force them off, and Easy Clap holds them in the middle of streets here in Dorado.
3, 4.
Man, that's the Typod. When they turned the corner there, they popped all of their ultimates at once. They used both DPS ultimates, the Transcendence, the Primal Rage. Didn't really make a lot of sense, but I can understand the urgency in the overtime situation. But Easy Clap, still at the end of the day, they get more value out of less ults. They do it every time.
Yeah, it was just a big outplay there, and it wasn't a super easy situation for them to outplay into. I don't even know how they killed Hook Resets. I guess he was just forcing the ults too hard there.
And I mean, yeah, he dove right in on him. He did have the D.Va with him up top. There's a Mighty Wolf. He actually switched over to the Moira there on the Streets phase, and I was gonna question it that he should probably just stay on Zen for the Transcendence to counter the Dragon Blade, but maybe that's what did it. That extra right click damage from Moira, taking him by surprise. So
yeah, and to Mighty Wolf sometimes he doesn't get really any peel, to be honest. The way his team plays, if the enemy team is running that much dive, and Mighty Wolf usually the first casualty of the opposing dive, the Moira makes sense because when you have to play, you know, just every man for himself style healer, no one's as good as the Moira. So that's my guess what he was going for.
yeah.
Well, we will
Definitely
see.
here.
So here on the last round, Hook resets Evelite going to be the DPS Junkrat Soldier to round things out. So a bit of a shame. Sexy over to the Roadhog for the first time tonight. Jim back to the Reinhardt. Easy clap, meanwhile, picking the same 6 they won on offense with earlier.
Yeah, and no wonder already switching off the Widow. It looks like he just wanted to force him off the high ground with the sightline. Now he's back onto that Tracer. Typebot, I think they have a good comp for this, though. They have this Junkrat now, where Hook resets.
Oh!
Being able to block the choke, the hook onto Heron in the sky.
This is big. I was just thinking Tide Pods need to be able to hold this high ground. No wonder is now coming into their backline looking for something. Don't know if he's going to find it. He is here in the house.
He's looking for Batmel. Yep. He's gonna get forced out. They know he's back there, but they really can't do too much. Like they're too slow to really try to go back there and take him out.
Yeah, this is rough. They gotta just keep eyes behind them. Probably gonna be a lot of pressure on Evelite here, as he's the one that's most reliably able to take out that Tracer. But this is big for Top Pods. I was just thinking at the start of this round, they have to hold this archway. They just don't have the position to give up. And so they're doing it this time, but Heron already takes out Batman. Now he's raiding Justice.
Oh.
Heron finds 2 early. Justice gets canceled, but it doesn't matter. We've already found 2. Cal gonna try to match things with a big tire, but he only takes a mech. They probably needed more there.
Yeah, but are they getting more? Oh, there's the pulse bomb from No Wonder. UTech 8 taking out Batmail. Now it's just one person alive. Crystallize goes down.
Yeah, die fast there so your team can establish a good position and be careful. Do not push. You don't need to get any further ahead of your team. You're fighting the point at this point. You know, probably give them up to the corner here.
The payload has reached the
as you probably got to win 3 fights here if you're Tide Pods.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough. I mean, they're gonna have some good ults coming up. They have Visor. If they can get him onto the high ground, maybe he'll stick on the low ground. BOL sexy with the whole hog to push him off the card if it comes to it. But no wonder he's already up here. This is gonna be tough against this dive composition from Easy Clap.
Yeah, no wonder can just kind of wait this one out. You know, jump in, poke, recall back up. Here we go. Evelite popping the attack visor pretty early. He takes the Pharmacy out of the sky, so it's looking like that was worth it. That's 3 picks with the attack visor from Evelite.
Wowzers. I mean, that should never work, right? That should be super obvious when that's happening, but I guess they were just too high up in the sky. Pharmacy goes down easily, and no wonder he's already in the back line. So that's a value visor.
Yeah, only 1 ult necessary as they are still in a fairly good position on ult economy. Obviously, Easy Clap is in a very good position on ult economy as well. So this next fight probably decides, or has a good chance of deciding the match here. As I imagine we're going to see most of these ults pop. As Hook resets, gets the hook onto UTech. He's able to dive on out though. So once again, Heron up in the sky. No wonder in the back line looking for the pulse. He gets it onto Jim. And that's the Reinhardt down. The main tick is down. Now the Diva Bomb has been tossed and that finds BOL as sexy. This might be the disaster for the Tide Pods. They're looking for a res, but Crystallize not able to get it off. Heron just finishing the job here. As that is just about everyone dead for the Tide Pods, and that is going to be the push out of Easy Clap. Jim, you needed the shards there, not press Q, my friends. But I don't think it was going to matter regardless. Easy Clap, take Dorado.
Yeah, a lot of big unluckies there at the end for Tide Pod, but we'll first talk about the play of the game here for No Wonder on Tracer. We've seen this guy on the camera before. Takes out a controlling Junkrat and some nice solid tracking. Pulse bomb in the back, takes out BOL sexy.
Yeah, puts some good damage on everyone around there as well. And look at those cards, 36% healing, 30% damage. There's a reason why these guys are hyped up week in and week out.
It's nice to feel appreciated.
Yeah, wow, that's a lot of damage block for Joe. I mean, playing the two good main tanks for that, Winston and Reinhardt. I guess Ariza would technically be better at that, but yeah, at the very end there, a lot of big unluckies. Jim gets stuck to the pulse bomb, dies. That's whatever, right? You have Mercy. She even had Valkyrie up. Cool. UTech bomb comes up. Transcendence forced out of Tide Pod. That doesn't make sense. Bomb's still gonna kill you through that. And Ball of Sexy, whoever was playing Hog, already was channeling whole Hog, and he can't press E to survive. So a lot of just unlucky deaths there at the start. But I mean, really, it's Easy Clap taking that window of opportunity and taking the map.
Yeah, and it really shows Easy Clap with the style they play. It just by nature, when you play Overwatch the way they do, it's normally a lot more inconsistent, but it really isn't for them. They're able to consistently get their fights. And even when things come down to the wire, they're able to find the one fight necessary, and they do it in pretty dramatic fashion.
Yeah, I mean, they had already won that fight after 2 ults, pretty much. But they had all 6, and they knew you're in the overtime situation. Keep the ults. Just not a lot of dumb mistakes on Easy Clap, right? They've basically eliminated that from their repertoire.
Oh, and this is unlucky. Apparently, Teamic got hit with a bug where he had to reinstall Overwatch. Folks, if you are out there, maybe a good idea to make sure you can launch the game ahead of time instead of waiting until it's time for your match, just in case.
Wait, what? What's going on? So yeah, he's reinstalling it right now.
Yeah, that's why Avalite is in.
Gotcha.
Unfortunate.
Very unfortunate. I mean, I don't know how long we should. I mean, he should have like an estimated time remaining.
They're saying he's still got a gig left.
Well, depending on your internet service provider, like U.S. Internet, based in the South Metro area of Minneapolis, you can get fiber connection for only $70 a month.
Yeah.
Wait, are they gonna sue us for me advertising that?
We're gonna cut this from the VOD. It's between games. Nothing of value's lost. We gotta be careful with our sponsors because Metro Internet in northern Minneapolis is not one of them. But what is one of them, folks? It's water.
I'm gonna drink some water right now.
Same. I'll make my chugging noises more loudly next time so those awkward pauses aren't so awkward. But folks, if you are not on the official Team Swain Snapchat that doesn't exist, but if you're not on my personal Snapchat, you're missing our weekly sponsorship shoutouts as of today, which is it's a real shame because we love our sponsors. I love shouting them out. And if you thought the water shout out was good, wait till you see the rest of them that are coming.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Because, eventually, which the final sponsor is.
Oh yeah, the big bad boss.
The big bad boss.
So it looks like we'll just wait it out here. Shouldn't be too long.
So I guess
for
we have a moment here. I wanna give a shout out to one of my teammates, Valkyrior. Have a happy birthday today. It is always so wonderful when somebody gets to play Baddie League on their birthday. Hopefully we can follow it through the win for our boy. We haven't been doing a lot of that this season, but we're gonna try tonight, like we always do.
Nice, yeah. Happy birthday, man.
So if you run into Mr. Chesky tonight, make sure you send some birthday love his way. I'm not entirely sure what we're waiting on.
Oh, we're waiting on T-Mac. So it should
Long,
be only 3 to 4 minutes. Probably not 1 or 2.
Oh, I missed that. Dang, he's 3 to 4 minutes to download a gig. Life is good, Mr. Mick. That's some land speed right there.
Dude, that's every day for me.
Every day for Wang and Joe now too, as they have moved into fiber territory.
Oh,
And
that-
I'm jealous. I wish I was still a pirate, younger and at that point in my life where I could come and just abuse people's bandwidth. But kind of disappointing hitting a point in your life where you pay for everything.
yeah, it is kind of funny like that, right? Like I pay for such great internet speeds, but really, what am I utilizing it for?
Yeah, like I ain't rocking the BitTorrent 1080p anymore. Like
I can reformat my computer and reinstall all my games very quickly.
oh, that sounds
guess,
nice.
I guess, right? But I played one game, Overwatch.
Maybe it's time for the comeback.
Oh, don't hype that up yet. We got secrets for that. People are so eagerly awaiting at home.
Okay, I will let you announce this on your own time, I guess. I don't want to accidentally spoil anything.
Yeah, don't spoil anything.
I'm kind of a loudmouth. That's always one of my fears. Is I'm gonna be doing everyone's secrets here on this live stream to all 25 of our viewers tonight.
Yeah, how's everyone doing out there in Twitch chat?
I'm doing great. Actually,
We're on this delay.
I think
this doesn't make sense.
I think I'm ready to drop Overwatch. Actually, I found a new competitive game in my life.
What? What is it?
Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Oh, is it really that? You like it?
Yeah, I love it, man. It's been super popular. Even real people within the fighting game community are liking it because it's the first legitimate Dragon Ball Z fighting game ever, and that's what we've always wanted our whole life. This is the game I've wanted since I was 5 years old. It finally exists. And you know what's great about playing fighting games? Your teammates can't hold you down.
Is that? Are you sure that's the good thing?
That is the best thing ever. The thing is, if you've never played a fighting game online, for the first week, I probably lost 95% of my casual matches.
Yeah, see, not every gamer is made out to be like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
That mental toll, people just give up.
It doesn't really take a toll on you because, like, I don't know, you can have a game where you just take one character from your opponents and you're like, all right, I'm making progress. Like, you can see the progress every match, and it's so much. You would think it's so negative to be losing all the time, but it's a surprisingly positive experience. And if it's not for you, you just fucking drop the game. We don't want you in the fighting game community. Get out, shitter.
It's said as a true FGC fan.
I'm ready. I think the community is great, man. I've been on RCAP a few times before. I think I'm ready to embrace the mentality. And this will be great because I think we are going to eventually be running some Batty Ball Z in the sometime in the near future.
Damn. I mean, yeah, I don't fuck with people from that community. Like, I respect those people so much. I let them do their thing.
I've always kind of wanted to get into it. I love that even as esports have taken off, more than any community, they have retained their original values.
Yeah, they did not sell out.
No, the FGC, they're big now. They've got money, but they are still the FGC first, esports second.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. It's nice to see a community keep their roots because their roots are very unique. And it looks like we are just about ready to go here as Teamic has just hopped into this lobby, so I think we're going to get some ready checks out of everyone here. But for real, folks, if you are at all interested in Dragon Ball Fighter Z, whether you're already playing it or you were thinking of picking the game up, there will probably be some Batty Ball Z tournaments coming up. So even if you suck, we got a lot of people that suck. Not everyone's as good as me. I'm basically a Super Saiyan. But if you're just a little Cyberman, we've got some fellow Cybermen that would be happy to play with you sometime. Game's a lot of fun. What else is a lot of fun is Overwatch, which I am not at all about to drop. I'm ready to ramp back up to 2 nights of comp a week the second this offseason starts. I love this game a lot. It's like League of Legends, but fun.
Oh, kill him. Yeah, alright, yeah, I agree. And I'm glad we're loaded in. We're on the beautiful map of Eichenwald.
Eichenwalde within and what else is fun? Starting rosters. And Teamic is back in, and this opens the playbook a lot more for the Tide Pod Challengers. with all due respect to Batmel, she is a bit better on the other roles than the support for this team. As this just, I mean, this opens everything we've seen this team win with. To have T-Mac back in. He has been such a solid player in support this season, and he's playing the more difficult support picks. You know, he's playing the Zenyatta and the Ana a lot that most people can't just step in and play.
Yeah, exactly. He's that true flex support. He has the brain, he has the aim, and he can really lay down some good damage and heals on those characters as well. So the thing I'm surprised though is that Eichenwald is a pretty good Pharah map, so I would have expected Evolite to stay in here as well, but they're gonna stick to a more static idea here with the Reinhardt, Roadhog, and a McCree, and a Junkrat. So it's actually a pretty good anti-dive composition here.
Yeah, but it is hook resets on this McCree, something that's we've seen him dabble with, but it's never really felt like it's been that impactful out of him. So I'm hoping maybe he's been practicing a bit more, his hit scan's a little more in shape here, because they're going to need him to be on point up against No Wonders Tracer, assuming that's what's coming out of the gate, which looks like Easy Clap thinking of going somewhere else, but ultimately falling back to the clap.
The clap. The easy clap. Here it is. They approach the infamous bridge choke point. First point Eichenwald. No wonder he's looking in the back here, looking for T-Mac, but he's going to get pocketed by his fellow Mercy. And the dive comes in from Easy Clap. They get the first blood, but it's answered back quickly with 2 kills from Tide Pod.
Batmel on this Junkrat raining out so much damage. She just now loses her life, but she did her job there. A great first fight there from Tide Pod Challenges. I thought they were about to get rolled over.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's the type of hook that gets you hypey at Roadhog, right? It's just this huge disrespect hook, like, you're gonna get staggered, you're gonna make your team lose more time.
Just hear him doing his stupid Roadhog laugh the whole time.
As he presses E and walks away. You can't do a goddamn thing.
Oh, but UTEC finds the pick on the hook resets here. We've got a bit of a split flank coming in. 4 going around here on the side now. Is now Sugar Guy jumping in as well. So this is man advantage, big man advantage for Easy Clap as they roll through the healers. Jim honestly wastes the hammer down there.
The fight was done so fast that Jim's like, I still can redeem this with the Earth Shatter, but it seems they were already dead. Wow, no wonder with the little jab here.
Yeah, it was actually in fact not a sweet hammer, as we have discussed. I think he meant that disrespectfully.
Yeah, I dare say he did. But Tide Pod, they are able to get, you know, the easy high ground access here from their spawn. They still got the same composition. It looks like, but the mobility from Easy Clap, they're able to get up here.
And Albino Joe's in a perfect position right there. No threat whatsoever.
Oh!
There's the hook from the flank. As Ball Sexy gets hair in there. Now, Crystallize popping Valkyrie. Not sure what's going on there, but Batmel tossing out the tire, looking for the backline. Finds Albino Joe in a dash. UTEC tosses in a D-ball. And wait, he fights too? What?
Oh man, it's a huge open area, not a lot of space to run behind cover, and Crystallize and Ball Sexy get caught with their pants down. UTEC with another big bomb. It was looking great there for Tide Pod. They were getting all of the right picks at the right time. They were keeping their McCree alive, but it all falls apart, and it's going to be a desperate defense here from Tide Pod.
Yeah, they're lining up like they want to get on this card and contest. They are just now all getting the point, but Heron finds 2 on the entry with that barrage. That's a 3-for-1 in favor of Easy Clap right now. But Hoopy says finds Albino Joe here. Maybe there is a chance here, but now they lose Jim. It's pretty much just sexy. Cal's looking for the big play with the Deadeye, but 1 was not enough. And Cal is still contesting this one, maybe just with a quick reset. As Albino Joe pops Valkyrie just to get back to the cart. That was not intelligence.
Wait, oh, he did. That might have been a misclick. Alright, well, we'll see. But Batmel, unfortunately, oh, actually, they switched the junk. I was gonna say, don't lose the junk here on third part Eichenwald. This castle phase is a junk wet dream, but they just switch it over. Batmel and the soldier, hook resets, taking the Junkrat reigns.
Yeah, they had both just popped ults recently as well, so they're not losing too much economy, and they're getting, I think, a better pairing of DPS players out. Well, they won't have as much of an answer for the Tracer. Pulse Bomb comes out, but I don't think it connected there. As UTech dropping D.Va Bomb, buying a lot of space for his team here. As there we go, that's 3 picks for Easy Clap.
Wow, and they're going down like flies. Easy Clap finishing these Tide Pod challengers off methodically, and yeah, Teammake's not going to be able to transcend his way onto the point. Pretty fast time from Easy Clap here.
Yeah, 4 minutes remaining on Eichenwald's. That's you got to push pretty well to pull that off.
Yeah, and Eichenwald's a very tough map if you get stuck at certain points, like especially in the second phase here with this huge open castle. If you die pushing this cart sort of around this bend up the hill, good luck trying to get it back. It's just going to be a high ground travesty.
That bridge has basically ended pro careers already, and I'm sure at some point it'll end a BOL career too. But fortunately, we have not had our runaway moments yet. So
yeah, we'll see what kind of adaptations Tide Pod can make here. Because Easy Clap, I don't think there's a lot left for them to change. They ran the Easy Clap, and they did their stuff.
That's the thing that's so demoralizing about playing of this team is you just keep asking yourself, you know, how do we outsmart this team? And it feels like it should be so simple, and just no one can manage to do it. And when you know that you're running the right picks into the situation and you are just getting rolled over regardless, it's tilting. It's very tilting to be on the receiving end of.
I mean, they also they're very fortunate that I guess they've already played these heroes, but they all understand the strengths of the meta heroes, especially. I mean, this is just standard pharmacy dive, right? This is during the Mercy meta. You see this comp all the time. Picked on every map, or picked on some maps every time, I should say, by pros. Pros would tell you the only way to counter this composition is just to play the same thing and just play it better. Because you can't try to run like double hit scan, right? You're gonna get abused by the other people besides the pharmacy. It's like you said, it's tough, but I guess we'll see what this attempt will be from Tide Pod as they go into the attack on Eichenwald.
They are gonna try 4 tank into it, which T-Mac, you had shipped, man. That was bad. They could not afford that pick there. Now both the healers are down for this 4 tank, and the surprise has been lost.
Yep, Batmel looking for the suicidal because it get knocked back for a little further stagger there. But yeah, the supports for the Tide Pod 4 tank, they're going down very early. Fight's over. Regroup.
Yeah, and I was just going to say how I actually think this 4 tank comp is a good answer, something I'd forgotten about until it was Hubbard. But there's really not that good of tank shredders coming out of Easy Clap, as they are playing this pretty high up, so they are going to attempt to let Tide Pod onto the point and then retake here, as they've already found both of the healers. Again, these healers cannot manage to survive Easy Clap's onslaught.
Yep, and they're going down methodically. I mean, that's really what it feels like when you watch Easy Clap take out and focus the targets that they do. It's just 1, dead, 2, dead, 3, dead. It's just focusing the same target, taking them out.
My ultimate is charging.
Tidebot's still sticking with the 4 tank here. I think they haven't gotten a single ult yet. They're looking at a whole hog and a D.Va Bomb coming up soon. 4 tank really needs to lean on the ults here to get a lot of stuff done, especially the big CC ones.
Yeah, bombs away, not going to quite connect there as Jim gets a bit ahead of his team. Miscoordination, the tilt factor may be setting in for TPC here as they... Oof.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a grinder. You just like, you pop out at this top part and then you get grinded.
Thanks for the assist.
Not like this, says the Mighty Wolf. Yeah, it's like Tide Pod, they approach the point as a unit, as a team. They're looking good. They're all grouped up. Look at this. Nice and tight behind the Rhino shield. But then they get to the point and they're like, okay, what do we do now? Who do we kill? It's the Easy Clap conundrum. Who do you kill? Who do you take out on this team?
Yeah, there has not quite been an answer yet. Once again, Tide Pods on this point, they are popping their ults here. They're still not quite finding anything. UTEC dropping a nerf on the back of the point. Both these divas trying to nerf this. As UTEC's going to find a kill into Batmel. Batmel's not going to find anything. The Mighty Wolf still has free reign up on his high ground as Zenyatta. Great position to be in as he's now transcendencing onto the point. He does not want to give up anything. Jim trying to drop the hammer, but it's looking like his team... he gets a pick there, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. Heron putting down so much damage as this fight goes on up in the sky just finishes things off.
60 seconds.
This Vortex is not working. Dipods.
Yeah, Nope. They don't have enough tools to do to do one thing specifically. That whole fight, Heron I think was left virtually untouched. I mean, he's also pocketed by Albino Joe a lot of the time, but really in this 4-tank composition, you have Rodok hooks and you have D.Va to fly up there. Otherwise, good luck.
And good luck indeed. Is no wonder. Starts this off with a pick. T-Mix down as well. T-Mix just not able to survive these entries. This is really... we've seen this team run 4-tank much better than this before. This has been really disappointing to watch as Heron once again gets 2 with the Justice. Jim and Batmel trying to find a miracle here, but there is no God. And this is looking like it's going to be a win on the first point for Easy Clap. Do not even give up a tick.
Oh.
Graviton comes out of Cal, but it won't do much.
Yeah.
But there you go. 3-0 win in favor of Easy Clap.
Yeah, this one looked really one-sided. I mean, the first map looked fairly competitive. TPC, I thought, putting up a good fight, but I can call it a different story. Heron 911, call the police, call your mom. Everyone's dying.
Yeah, this fight was just such a disaster for TPC. Jim, not even close to on the same page as his team there, jumps in solo as the Reinhardt. You can never afford to do that as the Reinhardts. And it gives up a super easy ultimate for Heron, which he takes advantage of. No hesitation.
So, we'll move into the third map of the night. Of week 9 will be a fun little control map called Ilios. So fun, so colorful. Everything.
This is a good map for Easy Clap.
Oh no, that's the big oh no for TPC. Oh,
yeah,
no.
I really. If I'm TPC, I'm not happy it's Ilios this week. I'm hoping for literally any other King of the Hill. As it's looking like TPC are going to do what they've been doing over the past month a bit, which is swapping in Avalite for the King of the Hill maps. So they are committing to not running the 4-tank, as I don't think they've touched 4-tank with Avalite in all season yet. So we will see how this goes here. Maybe they just feel like they need to swap something up because they just got rolled so fast on Eichenwald. And sometimes the only way you can change mentality enough is to actually swap players. So I don't blame them. Avalites, Crystallized, both very viable players. And if you got to make a swap, you might as well give it a shot. Can't hurt. Might help. But Easy Clap, they're going to be doing what they've been doing. There are a lot of good Tracer maps here. Obviously, Ruin's very good for the Widowmaker, which no wonder was going off on earlier tonight. Pretty much all of these maps very good for Pharmacy as well. So Easy Clap, this is not going to be a map where I expect to see them change a thing. We are just waiting for the confirmation out of both of these teams real fast. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is. Maybe we see the counter Pharmacy come out of Tide Pod challenges, go for broke, try to run the exact same comp into Easy Clap, hope you can do it better. Got a ready check out of Easy Clap here, just waiting for TPC. Maybe taking one last moment to discuss the strategy, and now we've got the okay. So we are heading into map 3 here.
Now arriving at
As Easy Clap are in a very good position here to secure or come close to securing a first seed. If they take a 3-0 tonight, I believe they will secure the first seed.
That sounds about right.
Actually, I don't think it's quite 100%, but it's really close. But they want every point they can get, as we may be looking at a pretty crazy emergency sub game out of them in week 10.
Yeah. Looks like we're going to Lighthouse. Easy clap on the red side. Looking pretty standard here. Same easy clap you've always loved, always known. Mighty Wolf on the Ilios Classic Lucio. Ball Sexy on the McCree now. Maybe looking to get some nice flashbangs on the No Wonder.
Yeah, I like this a bit better than resets on the McCree. Ball Sexy's McCree, I think, is a step up, but this does end up resulting in hook resets going back to the Mercy, as he is playing all 3 roles tonight, just looking kind of like the standard for him.
That must be tough. Well, I mean, what does he practice during the week? You know, like he's gonna be thrown into these role swapping situations.
You play 30 hours a week so that you can live up to your team's expectations. It's easy.
Ah, easy. Like the easy clap that is Mighty Wolf eking out Ball Sexy to start the fight here on Ilios. Batmetal answering back with the D-Mech. But easy clap looking like they have control.
Yeah, Albino Joe solo capping this while his teammates get everyone off of this point, and that's first clap over to the clap. And this is a very good place to be easy claps composition. Very easy to push forward here as Batman.
Oh, see ya in the bad place.
Yeah, I think mistakes were made. Maybe she just found out that you can jump off the bridge running out of spawn. As I found that out in the script once. It was really embarrassing for me too. But at least it was not on stream.
Yeah.
As teammate going down to this entry here. Well, UTech is going to lose his mech, so it's looking like Tide Pods, they want to fight this one, but they've already lost one of their healers. Batmel going to try to drop a Diva Bomb, but that wasn't a really great spot for it. As DPS and Easy Clapper now kind of mopping this fight up.
Yeah, Batmel going in this Diva can only get pocketed so long before your Mercy actually gets taken out, and then here's the D-Mac. I just saw some sloppy positioning really out of Tide Pod. They just gotta sit all the way back, wait for all the dudes.
Yeah, they've got some ults available as Batmel,
Wow, there's all 6 ults are online for Easy Clap. How will they choose to use them? There it is, False Bomb. Just looking for the cheesy 1-kill stagger, not gonna find it.
Yes, this is last fight territory. There are a few ults available here out of Tide Pods as well. The only one they won't be getting this fight will be Batmel's self-destruct.
This is gonna be a 10 ult situation across the board.
Oh, and Heron leads in as both the Valkyries come out. He only finds one, but that could be a big one, as that does take one of the ults out of the field here. Is now No Wonder starting to pop off on the end of this fight. Pokésets finds the res onto Ball Sexy, so this Deadeye could be coming from the front, but does not get any kills with it, as Easy Clap are pretty easily holding this point. Tide Pod falling apart here, and that is gonna be round 1, going over 100-0 in favor of Easy Clap.
Yeah, I mean you could just see how they position themselves. Easy Clap as a team, they do the standard. They sort of hold them at that first choke. You don't make it easy for the enemy team to approach the point, but they sort of give and take, and they just immediately go towards the point. And while they're on there, they're shielding themselves from a Pharah ult, and then the Winston bubble blocks all of the Deadeye. So just smart team play out of the Easy Clap.
Yeah, I think that's the situation where they say Easy Clap.
As they've been known to say, yeah.
5.
And
We're going to
now,
ruins.
of course, your reward for surviving round 1 is No Wonder back on the Widowmaker, as we were kind of predicting we would see here on Ruins. Not great answer. I mean, I guess they've got the Winston and the Tracer, but we saw before that wasn't enough.
Yeah, and a Batmel on this Reaper, the idea is to break the tanks out of Easy Clap, but Reaper having a really bad matchup against Widow. Very slow, easily headshotable, but It's actually going to be Jim and T-Mac going to be the first ones to go down here, and Easy Clap, another solid team fight win and getting the point to start it off.
Yeah, easy start for Easy Clap.
it just rolls off the tongue, right? It happens so much.
My ultimate is charging.
Now, pushing forward are the Clappers. Makes sense, create extra space for the Widowmaker to keep doing her thing back there. As they do get a hook onto UTech, but he's able to diva his way out of that, does not lose his mech.
Yeah, that's a good idea though. If UTech's going to be pushed up that far, it's very smart sometimes just to hook the diva, get that damage down, get that matrix out of the equation, but it doesn't matter. Aaron with that 3K from above barrage. And
never die. Joe brings him back up after losing his life in that one too. Super worth it. As this is only one ult necessary for Easy Clap to hold this point. They are quickly getting into the situation they were in last map with a lot of ults available. They've already got a big one with Albino Joe's Valkyrie, as they are now popping No Wonders Widowmaker ult. They have sight of the sentry here.
Yep, they try to move in here. They use that speed boost. They actually charge up onto UTech, trying to force him off this high ground, or at least try to get him out of that mech.
Yeah, but they barely even touch him, can't even shred through half the armor on the Diva. As Tide Pod's just now heading out at this point. Luis has swapped over to the Genji, by the way. As Mamel is now playing the healer. She is on the Moira. As, UTech! Oh, man, this is a bad time on Temple for Tide Pods, too, because they're not going to be able to get everyone in here in time, or it's going to be very close. I guess they do have a Lucio, so they will have a chance to jump this point, but Widowmaker has a second ult of their rounds. They're going to see this entry. This is going to be incredibly difficult for Tide Pods to execute. His teammate does not get the ult off. The headshot out of No Wonder comes up huge, as Easy Clap is looking to take Ilios 200-0. They are already at a 2-man advantage in this fight. Can they find more? Make that 3. They finally lost the Widowmaker, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. Now, there are some Tide Pods making it back to this point, but this is still a man advantage and a big Valkyrie coming out of Albino Joe. I'm sorry, just big floaty coming out of Albino Joe. Keeps everyone alive from the air. And that's going to be a 200-0, and good God, Easy Clap, as dominant as they've been all season tonight.
That was a steady power up into an unbeatable Easy Clap at the end here on Ilios. UTech with the fabulous selfie.
This was fantastic.
Yeah, this is probably just another textbook Diva Bomb. Let's see how this one plays out. Yep.
Wait for them to come into committing in the open, shoot it up in the air.
Wow, nice. So Easy Clap with the 3-0 here in week 9, and as we were touching on earlier, I think they are maybe not there, but very close to securing that first seed.
It's 22 map wins. Blabby's Dab's currently at 17. So if Blabby's Dabs, Blabby's Dabs are 5 maps down, but they have 6 maps to play, including 3 against this team. So Blabby's Dabs really needs to find a 3-0 tonight to kind of keep pace in this race, trying to force a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But that is going to do it here for map 1, guys, so stay tuned. We'll be back in a moment. We've got Mercy Nerf Me Daddy going up against Jeff from the Overwatch team in just a moment, so don't touch that browser.